My name is Bryant Lickness, and I'm here with Jeff Benson, president of the St. Florian Fire and Burn Foundation, and Sioux City Firefighter Fire Department. He's here with us tonight to talk about the St. Florian Fire and Burn Victim Foundation. Okay, and first off, what is the St. Florian Fire and Burn Foundation?
The St. Florian Fire and Burn Foundation, Bryant, was began in 1993 by members of the Sioux City Fire Department, the IFF Local Number 7, which is our union, and nurses from the St. Luke's Burn Unit. And they thought there was a need out there for burn survivors and fire victims, and they wanted to provide some sort of education programs, and so they needed to have a foundation to raise money. And that's how it started in 1993.
1993. Okay. Is this program only for burn victims, or you know?
Yeah. Well, the St. Florian Fire and Burn Foundation, we generally it's not just for burn victims. We do support victims of a tragic fire if they've had a fire and they're underinsured or have no insurance, like if they have no renter's insurance and they're renters, and they need further assistance, they can contact us, and we can provide some assistance to them as well, monetary assistance.
Okay. You said you offer fire assistance to children, burn victim children. Mm-hmm. A lot of the times those victims have brothers, sisters, siblings. What kind of services do you offer them? The brothers and sisters.
If the family needs some sort of a counselor program, if having a sibling who's suffered a traumatic burn injury is not only traumatic to the actual survivor, but to the family as well. And if the family or the siblings need some sort of counseling assistance, or if the burn survivor needs further assistance to transition into the home, if they're wheelchair bound or something like that, we can assist in that as well.
Okay. All right. So going back to the actual burn victims, what kind of services do you offer the children burn victims?
Well, in 1995, St. Florian started the Miracle Burn Camp of Iowa. Mm-hmm. It started with we had at the time just 9 young burn survivors, and we wanted to provide a camp for them. And we started with just a day camp, and we hooked up with Camp Foster YMCA up in East Lake Okoboji, and they were offering us their facilities for a day camp. And then we worked, within a couple of years, we worked into a week-long program. We married up with the University of Iowa burn unit, and because they had even more young burn survivors. And so our Miracle Burn Camp grew, and today we offer a whole week-long camp for burn survivors. It is the only camp in the United States that is integrated with other children. In other words, we have about between 50 and 60 young burn survivors, and that's integrated. Our camp is integrated with the other kids that come up there. So there's about 200 kids total, and about 60 of them are young burn survivors.
Okay. You said it's held in East Lake Okoboji, where there's so much to it. Possibilities are endless.
Oh, yeah.
Up there. Can you kind of go specific and tell us what are some of the activities and maybe some of the favorites?
Oh, sure. Yeah, but Camp Foster provides a whole host of activities for our kids. Everything from horseback riding. They have a pool that's heated now.
Oh, wow.
They have 2 climbing walls. Mm-hmm. One's brand new. It's a very nice facility. They have canoeing, sailing, kayaking, what they call fun yakking, arts and crafts, archery. They have a shooting range with a .22 caliber. They can also go out and do skeet shooting. I think our camp provides some of the most activities of any burn camp in the United States. Mm-hmm. We have a ton of activities for them to do. And we also usually rent boats, and we go, we actually cruise the lake on rented boats and stuff, and just a ton of stuff for them to do.
Earlier you mentioned you know, some of the victims are, you know, disabled, or you know, are placed in a wheelchair. You know, do you have activities for them too, or you know?
We've had some burn survivors up there who are as much as 88% or more third-degree burns, and they have a hard time getting around. But we have up there, we have go-karts, or not really go-karts, they're golf carts, and we can drive them around to the different portions of the camp, and they can do the activities that the other kids are doing. And we want every child, regardless of their abilities or of their you know, the problems that they may have, we want them to get involved in each portion of it.
Yep.
So we make sure that each kid at least attempts it if they you know, if they'd like to. And we've had no problems. The kids just love getting up there and doing as much, and they actually push themselves and to do the things that they want to do. And it's really, I think it's really therapeutic for them to get up there and see what they actually can do if they put their mind to it. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, that pretty much wraps up our first half of the St. Florian Fire and Burn Foundation. We'll be right back with Jeff Benson. We're back with Jeff Benson, president of St. Florian Fire and Burn Victim Foundation and Sioux City Fire Department. First half, we went into detail about Camp Foster for the children burn victims. And so this half, I think, maybe what else, you know, besides the camp, do you guys have to offer the children and
Well,
adults?
we have we offer some other programs for adults. We have a survivors offering assistance and recovery. That's for our adult program, or our adult survivors. We have currently about I want to say between 5 and 8 adult survivors in that SOAR program. And SOAR was created by the Phoenix Society, which is another burn foundation. So we've adopted that program, and that's more of a counseling program for adult survivors. We have a scholarship program. Right now it's a $2,000 scholarship, and we offer 2 of those per year to young burn survivors between the age of 17 through 35. And it's a tuition scholarship. They can attend any college they wish. That's also on our website. We do, and we have in the past and still do, offer monetary assistance to fire victims and burn victims as the need provides. Like I said, if they need something for a wheelchair, that they're wheelchair bound, whether it's a ramp or some other facility inside the house, or for fire victims that, as I said, have had a devastating fire and they need further assistance beyond what the Red Cross can offer them and whatnot. They can come to us and we can work out some further assistance, monetary assistance with them. We would like to get into, we've had in the past a fire prevention and burn prevention program that was the nurses at St. Luke's basically did. And they went throughout the communities, the other counties, and offered that. When St. Luke's dropped their burn unit, the funding for that kind of dried up. So we'd like to bring that back to life again. We have in that realm, we have bought some equipment for the Sioux City Fire Department for their fire and burn prevention programs, mainly the smokehouse, which we gave $20,000 towards that venture. And that's a large trailer that kids, first and second graders, can go through and learn how to escape from an environment that's filled with smoke. We do put theatrical smoke in there, so they get an understanding for that.
Okay.
And there's a hazard house that we've also bought for them for about $8,000. That's for 4th graders.
Okay.
To identify hazards with.
All right. Sometimes it isn't, just the physical burns and scars as much as it is the emotional, going through that, all the sights and sounds. It's kind of a lot to take in for 8, 9, 10-year-old. What does St. Florian have to offer a child going through the emotional,
Right. I think our camp does a real good job with that. We do, during camp, we have a campfire just for our young burn survivors, and it gives them an opportunity, if they wish, to get up and tell their story. And it's very therapeutic to watch these young kids, as little as 6 years old, stand in front of a group of their peers and adults. And they're not pressured, but they get up there and they tell their story, and you can just see the weight lifting off their shoulders as they tell their story. And so that sort of thing, that's very therapeutic. Our camp, I think, is very therapeutic for young kids.
Okay.
Dealing with that.
Absolutely. Okay. And I read on your site that past burn victims come back to visit the camp and the foundation. Do you see that as a positive role?
Absolutely.
In
We've actually had burn survivors from all over the country come to our camp and go through our camp and help our survivors deal with their traumatic injuries. And we see our survivors come back year after year, and they actually go through a program where they become the counselors in our camp. And they just love coming back to camp and giving back to the camp that gave them so much. And yeah, it's very rewarding for them.
Okay. How does St. Florian Fire and Burn Foundation get their funding for camps? And you just spoke about wheelchair ramps, and is it fundraising? Is it?
Yeah, our biggest sponsor, our biggest fundraiser is Awesome Biker Nights. That group has basically taken us under their wing and said, we're there for you, and we get almost all our funding right now from Awesome Biker Nights. Okay. That one yearly event, and they give to a lot of different charities, but we're one that they've really taken us under their wing and said, hey, you're an organization we want to really help, and so we can't speak highly enough of them. The group there at Awesome Biker Nights are just excellent.
Okay. What is your major need right now?
Right now, we really need some volunteers. We have a very short staff, small staff, and we need more people to be getting involved and helping us with our programs and doing this sort of thing. So, and they can contact me through the website. There's an email there they can contact, or they could send us a letter to at our P.O. Box, which is 3451. P.O. Box 3451 here in Sioux City.
All right. And really quickly here, where would someone send a donation to St. Florian or learn information on being a counselor for this Camp Foster?
Camp Foster, the YMCA, like college students could definitely contact Camp Foster, and in fact all their counselors up there are college students. So that's a great organization if they want to go up there and be a YMCA counselor up there. They can send donations to our P.O. Box at 3451 Sioux City, Iowa, 51102.
All right.
We'd appreciate it.
Jeff Besson, thank you for joining us
Thank you, Brian.
tonight.